you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. That way the court reporter can see you and hear you better.
Okay.
You're good. This is a non-negotiated plea in both cases.
Okay. You ready, Ms. Smith?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to get on the record, Mr. Bolton. You have two cases, 25 SC 006-145 and 25 SC 006-800. One is a theft case and the other is a burglary case. Ms. Wood tells me that you are interested in trying out a plea, but today's your final plea date. And since it's non-negotiated, it may well be that whatever the state is asking for, if I end up agreeing with the state, that you say, no, thank you. And you are entitled to do that today. After today, if you enter a plea, I'm happy to take it, but you are bound by whatever sentence I impose. Today, I'll tell you what the sentence is after I've heard from everyone. And if it's different from what Ms. Wood asked for, then you and Ms. Wood can talk about it and you can say, yeah, I don't love it, but I'll take it. But you can also say, you know what, I'm coming to trial. Then we'll get you back here and we'll go to trial. The state will let me know. We'll do the burglary first or we'll do the theft by taking first. All right?
Okay.
And I know you've gone through this before, but Ms. Smith's going to put you under oath, ask you a bunch of questions. Please answer those truthfully and let Ms. Wood or me know if you've got any questions, okay? All right, let's do it.
Mr. Bolton, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give in the matter currently before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can lower your hand. Please state your true, correct, and legal name for the court.
Robert Lee Bolton Jr.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medicine?
No, ma'am.
Is there any medication that you would normally take that you haven't been given today?
Yeah, heart medicine, prostate medicine, and high blood pressure medicine.
So Ms. Smith's question was, is there medicine that you normally take that you did not take? Did you skip all that medicine today?
No.
How come?
Because I didn't want to be on it right now.
Okay. Is the fact that you're not on that medicine making you in
I'll take it
pain?
when
Pardon me?
I take it this.
I'm sure you'll catch up, but are you doing okay right now?
Yes, sir.
You understand what's going on?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Bolton, how old are you and how far have you gone in school?
65 years old and I graduated.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in both of these indictments?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss your case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with her services?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are you satisfied that your client has a full understanding of this proceeding?
I am.
Also, do you waive the formal reading of the indictment and any and all defects in the indictment for the purposes of this plea?
So wait.
Mr. Bolton, do you remember being arrested on these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Are you aware of any outstanding warrants?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that this is a non-negotiated or a blind plea and that the state will recommend a sentence to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court can impose any sentence authorized by law, including a higher sentence than that recommended by the state, up to the maximum sentence on each charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're placed on probation of any kind, you cannot violate any criminal laws of any governmental unit or any special conditions of probation without being subject to revocation for the balance of the sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this is a guilty plea which is permanently recorded on your criminal history?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that if you're charged with a crime in the future, that this plea may be used to enhance that sentencing, including on a federal case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're currently on probation or parole, your probation or parole may be revoked based on you entering this guilty plea today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be following a conviction from a trial? For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to serve on a jury, the right to obtain a passport, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, you cannot use, receive, possess, transport, or own a firearm? And that if you did, you could be subject to another felony offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including any mental health defenses, by entering a plea of guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury, the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself, the right to see and hear the witnesses called to testify against you, the right to the assistance of counsel, either hired by you or court appointed if you cannot afford an attorney, the right to the presumption of innocence, which means that the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you're guilty of these charges, the right to testify on your own behalf or remain silent, the right to present other evidence of your own and call your own witnesses, and the right to appeal if convicted of these charges after a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are you satisfied your client understands that these are the rights that they'll be waiving by entering this guilty plea?
I am.
Mr. Bolton, has anyone forced, threatened, or promised you anything to get you to enter into this guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
As to indictment number 25 SC 006145, how do you plead to count 1, theft by taking, and count 2, criminal trespass?
Guilty.
As to indictment 25 SC 006800, how do you plead to count 1, burglary in the first degree, and count 2, criminal damage to property in the second degree?
Guilty.
Is this guilty plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes.
Do you understand that you do not have a right to appeal directly from your guilty plea? But if you believe that there is some error in your guilty plea, you can apply to the appropriate appellate court to request a discretionary appeal.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you also understand that that has to be completed within 30 days from today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for a felony charge and 12 months from today for a misdemeanor charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bolton.
Well,
You're on the first turn into indictment ending in 6145. If this case were to go to trial, the state would show that on September 21st, 2024, Officer Dixon with the Atlanta Police Department responded to a larceny call at 1273 Almont, that's ALMONT Drive Southwest, involving a male suspected of stealing an air conditioning unit from the rear of the property. When the officers first got to that location, they sat there for a minute to see where the truck that had the AC unit in the back of his bed would go. Eventually, that car started to depart from that location I just mentioned, and the officers pulled it over with the reason pulling it over was because they had that stolen air conditioning unit in the back of the truck. When the officers stopped the car, they made contact with the driver whose name is Latrell Gooden. The defendant in this case was the passenger of that car. The officers were able to make contact with the owner of the house, Arbroso Atron. First name is spelled ALBERTO. Last name is ALTRIAN. The victim in this case told the officers that there was video footage of a male unhooking and removing appliances from his property. He said that the suspect was wearing a cap and a white button-down shirt. After reviewing that footage, the officers were able to match that description to the passenger in the truck, who was the defendant in this case. The defendant did tell the officers, and he admitted to going onto this property and taking the AC unit. Because of that, the defendant in this case was arrested for the charges in the indictment ending in 6145, and it's also occurred in Fulton County. For the facts of the indictment ending in 6800, if this case were to proceed to trial, the state would show that on September 18th, 2024, officers of the Atlanta Police Department responded to a burglary call at 1096 Cordova, CORDOVA, in reference to a burglary call. This is in Atlanta, Georgia, and also Fulton County. When the officers got there, they met with the victim, in this case, Mr. James Cannon, who advised them that his home was broken into yesterday and several appliances were taken. Mr. Cannon then showed video footage from a camera he had on his tree facing his front door, and the officers were able to observe that a black pickup truck, the same one from the other indictment, came to this home, went to the back driveway, was able to make entry into the house, and took several appliances, including copper, stoves, and wires of the home. Later that day, through video technology, police officers were able to track that same black pickup truck, and they were going to different recycle let me get the right term. They were going to different SA recycling departments in East Point where they will turn these appliances in that were stolen and get money for them. The officers were able to track that black pickup truck to several locations that had this recycling department. And then in that truck, they saw the stolen items in the bed. They were able to identify the driver as Latrell Gooden and the defendant in this case as the passenger. Because of that, warrants were taken out for Mr. Bolton in this case, and he was arrested for the charges we have in front of us for the indictment ending in 6800. If I haven't mentioned, this also occurred in Fulton County. Those are the facts and circumstances of both indictments. For a global offer, in this case, the state is recommending 10 years to serve 2 with the balance probated. I can break that down per indictment. For indictment ending in 6145, the state is recommending 5 years probation for count 1, 12 months probation for count 2, for both of those counts to run concurrent. For indictment ending in 6800, the state is recommending for count 1, 2 years to serve, and for count 2, 3 years probation, of course, for those to run consecutive. As far as both of the indictments, the state is recommending that both of those indictments are ran consecutive for a total of 10 years to serve 2, with the balance probated. And as far as the special conditions of probation, the state is asking for the defendant to complete an anti-theft course, to stay away from both of the incident locations and the indictments, no contact with the victims of both, in both cases, and for the defendant to complete a drug and alcohol evaluation with treatment if necessary. To be specific, about restitution, in the case ending in 6145, we did speak with the victim in that case. He is not requesting restitution. He's not looking to be reimbursed for the things that were stolen. For the indictment ending in 6800, I did get a chance to speak with that victim, and he stated that multiple appliances were stolen. However, he's provided receipts and documentations for certain items he were able to replace, and those are the only items that he's asking to be reimbursed for, and I'll share those documents with Attorney Wood. But that is all from the state regarding the recommendation and the special conditions of probation.
Got it. Thank you. Ms. Stallworth, I see the recidivist notice that indicates Mr. Bolton has 7 prior convictions, all for burglary. Do you have more felony convictions than that, or is that the full universe?
I counted 13 outside of the 10-year period.
Okay.
And then 2 current probation cases. There was the 23 SC, that's for burglary, first degree, and willful obstruction. And then the 22 SC for criminal attempt to commit felony, possession of tools for the commission, simple battery. And then a 2020 conviction for criminal damage to property, second degree, burglary, second degree, and theft by taking.
Got
and
it.
then one more 2020 for burglary and criminal damage to property. But everything else was 13, outside of the 10-year period.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Simpson, is Mr. Bolton on probation? And that may have been what was in drug court. Are they cases for which he was sentenced before September 24?
He's already been revoked in regards to this case.
These 2 events resulted in revocations in all of his open probation cases. Okay. All right. Got it. Ms. Wood.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Bolton is 65 years old. He is a high school graduate. He does live here in the Atlanta area. He has 4 children, 14 grandchildren. He is currently disabled, so he just got approved for disability, as you heard about some of his health issues earlier in this proceeding. Your Honor, our request is for 5 years probation, to serve 6 months. He's already done 183 days. He got arrested. These happened close in time and he got arrested, so it's served for both cases. I would request a restitution hearing. We are fine with a drug and alcohol evaluation and treatment and an anti-theft course. And I would let the court know, I don't know why I didn't catch this earlier. I was wondering why Mr. Gooden was not he's in a separate indictment in Judge Schwall's courtroom.
Okay, that was gonna be one of my questions, is where's the guy driving the black truck? The
Yeah,
answer is Judge Schwall.
I missed it. If the notes in Odyssey are to be believed, it looks like he may be receiving adult diversion later, next week, actually. But yes, so he did get charged as well.
Okay.
But that's our request of the court.
Got it. Ms. Stallworth, I neglected to ask you a question about Mr. Bolton's criminal history. Can you tell me the most recent 2 cycles?
Let me check to make sure the date, because I'm sorry, my computer's moving so slow.
That's okay. Mr. Bolton, I'm just trying to figure out what's been going on more recently. I know what's been going on in your distant past, and that doesn't necessarily define the way you're moving forward. These cases
You
are,
want the-
I'm ready.
I'm sorry, I said you want the last one? You said the last 2?
Last 2 cycles.
Okay, so the last cycle was in 2023 of August of 2023 for a burglary. That was a 23 SC 189813 case that's on probation.
So you don't show any arrest in 20, I know he was arrested in September of 24, and he went into custody for a
yes,
while.
I'm sorry, it was still loading. Hold on. So the last arrest on the GCIC is September 21st of 2024.
Okay, he has not been, according to GCIC, he has not been arrested since then.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's not bad for you. What have you been up to?
Working and taking care of myself. Man,
You're not well.
No, not really. I have 2 heart attacks since
When do your benefits kick in?
it kicked me in about 2 months ago.
Are they direct deposited? Where does the money go?
Positive.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And is it to your bank account or a family member's bank account?
Come to my card.
To your card?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And where are you staying these days?
Staying with my dad.
Your dad? How old is your dad?
87.
How's he doing?
He doing okay. I had to stay there with him. You know, I lost my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2012. So yeah, I've been hanging in there with my dad, man.
Okay. And you get some benefits. So you're also doing a little work on the side?
Yes, sir.
What kind of work?
Just, clean up, and I help a guy at a printing company. Sometimes I just go help him print funeral programs,
Oh,
fold them,
yep.
staple them.
Okay. So you pick up little side gigs when you can,
Yes, sir.
and then you're getting SSDI.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that fairly permanent? You should be able to continue to get the benefits?
I should.
All right. And is your father getting Social Security, or how is he?
He retired.
He's retired.
My dad was an aircraft mechanic.
Oh, so does he have a pension?
From Coca-Cola Aviation. So he get a pension.
Good.
All this stuff.
So he's taking care of you.
No.
No. Okay.
But if you look at him, he look younger than me. He's 87.
He might have taken care of himself a little bit differently.
Yeah, he did.
You've had a complicated life.
I did.
Well, Mr. Bolton, I find there's a factual basis for both these. You were running with, what was the gentleman's name?
Latrell Gooden.
How'd you know this guy?
I met him through one of my best friends, Julius Walker.
Huh?
And I met him. That's his nephew.
Gooden is Walker's nephew?
Gooden. Yeah, Terrell Gooden. That's his nephew.
Okay.
And he just asked me, one day he saw me walking. I was going to the store. He asked me, could I help him pick up some appliances? And I helped him on Cordova Street. Now, where we got locked up on Almount Street,
Yeah.
I only walked in the yard. It was a furnace laying in the yard.
Yeah.
I walked in the yard to look at it. But the air conditioning unit that they're talking about, he had already had that on his truck. That air conditioning, what they're talking about, had never been touched.
Okay. Well, I think you knew what this guy was up to, but that's not, I mean, you need to not roll with someone like that anymore.
I did, but
you-
I didn't know he was, going behind houses and taking and stuff like that. I didn't know that. Now, this stuff was they saying that he backed up to the yard and all that. This stuff was on the side of the road.
Okay. Well, I think you are savvy enough to know if this guy's like, hey, I'm going to go recycle these and this
Ain't
copper.
what he says.
Okay, good. Don't.
Don't talk to him, and then I see him every day. I ride right by him or walk by him. I don't.
Okay.
I ain't trying to get in no trouble, Joey.
Good. You haven't either since, I mean, you were in for a little while, but since you got out. All right. Anyway, I find there's a factual basis for both those pleas, that your pleas are knowing, meaning you've understood what we've been talking about,
Sure.
and voluntary. No one's forcing you to enter these pleas. So I will, accept them. Ms. Smith, can someone in my office sign the two, I don't know if they're accusations or indictments, but the two charging documents for you? Ms. Wood?
Yes.
And Mr. Bolton, can we put your name on electronically indicating you're guilty, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are racking them up. This is by Ms. Stallworth's counts, number 14 and 15 of getting in trouble. And you need to dial it back. 65, that's the retirement age. Retire from doing this stuff as well. When I look at what you got in trouble for, you aren't stabbing someone or hurting little kids. You're feeding your addiction. I mean, that's what you're doing for years, is you were feeding your addiction. Hopefully you are
Can I say
pretty sober right now. What do you want to say?
Honor, believe it or not, I haven't done drugs since I graduated drug court.
All right. Well, look at that.
And that's what, 2017?
That was a minute
I
ago.
haven't done drugs at all. I was just helping a friend out. I got caught up in some more stuff that I didn't have nothing to do with. I just get with the wrong people and get in trouble.
Yeah.
But
You got to stop doing the blaming someone else, because the common denominator of all those things is Robert Bolton.
yeah,
So, but I'm impressed. You need to come back to drug court then, and maybe when you're done getting in trouble, and say, look, I've actually stayed sober for a bunch of years. Drug court can work. So we got you sober. Now we need to get you out of these little property crimes, because I'm saying no one's getting hurt, but it's still totally disruptive for these two gentlemen who are trying to rehab these houses, and all of a sudden the refrigerator's gone or all the copper wiring's ripped out, and that's money and time, and they're justifiably upset. And you shouldn't give them reasons to be upset. You should give them reasons to say, hey, look at that old man on the rocker enjoying life. Ms. Smith, someone in your office filed recidivist notices. Are you withdrawing those for purposes of these pleas?
I am withdrawing all but the 1671D.
Okay,
That's that after the fourth or subsequent burglary charge, whatever he sentenced to can't for that burglary.
got it. It's a sophisticated partial withdrawal. Got it. Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Bolton, in 25 SC 006145, I'm sentencing you on count 1 to 5 years to serve 6 months with the balance on probation. Count 2 is 6 months to serve. They're going to run concurrently with each other. In 25 SC 006800, I'm sentencing you to 5 years to serve 6 months on both counts. They'll run concurrently with each other and concurrently with your other sentence in the other case. Special conditions of your probation. 1, you need to stay away. So in the Cordova case, you're going to need to stay away from that Cordova address.
yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
Okay, we'll keep doing that. And in the other case, whatever that address was, where the air conditioner was, you'll stay away from that.
See, I have to go around now because that's right on the next street from where my dad lived.
Okay?
I travel that street every day, but I can go another way.
Just don't go onto that property. It is okay to roll by and you can feel a little sheepish about it, but no one should see you walking around on that property. If you happen to be walking down the street because you're getting your steps, just walk on the other side of the street. Okay? No contact with either gentleman who own those houses, and they may have sold them by now. I don't think you knew those guys, but the names will be in your sentence. And just for good measure, I am not doubting you because you actually are speaking more clearly and look a little healthier than when I saw you before. I'll still have you do that drug and alcohol evaluation. Will you just meet with a medical expert who's going to say, tell us what's going on? And if what's going on is you smoke some cigarettes and that's it, and that's on you. But you won't need any treatment. But if they decide you ought to go to a few AA or NA or whatever the classes are, that's part of your probation. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We are tabling restitution for right now. If Ms. Smith gathers some paperwork, she'll share it with Ms. Wood. Ms. Wood will look at it. If it looks like it's legit, then she'll let me know, and there'll be some restitution you owe. If not, as in if she doesn't agree with it, then we'll have a hearing on it, and we'll see. But I appreciate you're not rolling in money. If you do have to pay restitution, you'll pay as you are able.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So you're gonna be on probation for 4.5 years. It is really important that I don't see you in court again. Because if I see you in court, it's because you will have been arrested since we were talking today. And that breaks the streak of, I haven't been in trouble since September 24. I haven't used since 2017, and it all comes crashing down. And there's some pent up demand on the state side to stick it to you because you got a lot of convictions. And I appreciate Ms. Smith's recommendation. If you were 10 years younger and in better health, and I wasn't familiar with the good work you put in drug court, I would have gone along with the 2 years. And it's a recidivist 2 years to the door. And that wouldn't have been a bad fit given all you've been up to. But you're 65, and I think you're in those happy sunset years where if you're making trouble, it's because maybe you aren't playing a clean hand of cards with someone, and nothing more than that, okay?
Okay, sir.
We know where to find you, so make good choices.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Smith, anything else on behalf of the state?
I have a quick question with the indictment reading 6800.
Yes, ma'am.
Say for both counts is 5 years to serve 6 months?
Yes.
Okay.
Was that not a legal sentence?
Well, I was just wondering because under the burglary charge, whatever they're sentenced to is what he has to serve. So I was thinking, did you want to do just 6 months for that count? Like, for example, the 5 served 6 months can't be probated
Really?
under the burglary statute.
I thought it's just that whatever time, yes, I'll need to change it, but I didn't, what's the statute again?
1671.
No. It's just technical.
Okay.
Okay. This.
All right, I'm not arguing with you. I just, and I appreciate you, invoking it, in a situation like this.
It's Friday. Either, probation.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm out.
I know, but you gotta get logged in with these two cases, okay? So they're just gonna connect everything together, but you still gotta be there,
Okay.
okay? And I
At
put
8
my number,
o'clock.
yep, and that's, he needs to go at 8 o'clock, right, on Friday? Okay,
Huh,
and then,
okay.
yeah, so just call me. Give me-
So, yeah, 6 months to serve. Thank you.
So just report that.
So Ms. Nelson, to recap on the case ending in 800, it's 6 months to serve for count 1 and 5 years to serve 6 months balance probated on count 2. Our recidivist expert caught that. All right, Ms. Simpson, Mr. Bolton probably should have lifetime friends in the probation office. Does he currently, do you know who your probation officer is? Who is it?
Officer Relaford.
Last name? Relaford?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you know that person's phone number?
I got it in my phone.
Okay, good. Should he call off?
I haven't missed a report since.
No one said you did. All right, keep it up. Should he call Officer Relaford, within 48 hours?
He can, we have a different officer, at his officer Rivers, supervisor that's showing.
So that's where you just make sure you're connected.
Okay.
He can call either one, I gave him the other officer
Okay,
as well.
all right. Make sure you make contact with someone in probation who says, I got you, Bolton, you're okay.
Okay.
All right?
So I just report Friday at 8.
Yeah,
What is it?
just, yes, do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you know where the office is? Right nearby.
Pre-trial.
Yep,
Yeah, right on Memorial Drive.
Yes.
yep. It's got a pretty sign on it.
Yeah.
Department of Community Supervision, all that stuff. Okay,
Okay.
good luck.
All right.
Give my best to your dad.
All right.
You're free to go.
Thank you
You're
so
very
much.
welcome.
I
Make good
appreciate
decisions,
y'all.
okay? Judge, can we do this Ballard very quickly on Zoom?
What